just looking at it the other day, you thought there was going to be a big run on offensive players. I mean, the quarterbacks, 6 quarterbacks going off. I don't know. Is that all time? Is that the most ever? Yeah, it was interesting. But no, excited about who we got Latu. Really a great kid. I know the medical is going to be a question, but like our doctor said, he just played 2 full years with it and had 22 and a half sacks. So we think we got the best defensive player in the draft. I mean, I thought we got a little lucky, on it. There was really, we thought really 4 or 5 really elite players, and he was one of them. So we felt fortunate to get him.
What do you feel like makes him the best defensive player in this draft?
I mean, he's a natural rusher, and I'd tell you he's a 3-way rusher where he's got a great long arm down the middle, and he's got a great feel of when to counter inside, and he can win on the edge. So he's kind of got all of it. But he's a really talented guy. Gives us another end. I think our defensive front is the best since we've been here. I mean, it's excellent. It's excellent. And I'm really excited about it.
You thought one of the 4 or 5 best players in the entire draft?
And we thought in the elite area, yeah, we did.
You said best defensive player in the draft. I mean, you literally had your choice of all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Just what when you considered positions, players, all that. I mean, what was that conversation like? I guess?
Rusher.
Just
Rusher.
takes precedent for you.
Yeah, Rusher. Yeah.
You've always put a lot of emphasis on character. What does the Lott Trophy award mean in this instance?
Yeah, look, he's our 2, Matt Turpinning and Chris McGaha did a tremendous job on the characters. And then plus, we have a good relationship with Chip, and so we had a lot of inside information on who he was. A lot of times we don't, like the ones we know, and we visited with him at the Combine, and so the guys we know, he fits what we stand for in every way. And so there's some guys there's some guys you bring in to dig on. He was one we had a really good feel for after the Combine. Thought we didn't need any more information, and the character was really strong.
Well, you said, your doctor said you played 2 years with it, had production,
Yeah.
obviously.
No.
What are the questions you had for them, or I don't know if you had any? Just
Oh, I had a ton. You could imagine I sat in the draft. I mean, I asked a ton of questions. Like, I mean, anytime you have any kind of neck injury, I mean, if you don't remember Gathers, Clayton went, through it, and it wasn't as bad as Clayton's. But asked a ton of questions. Career length. What's the chances of it happening again? I mean, we asked a ton of questions on it.
It seemed like you said you talked to him at the draft. He said it was an informal interview.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, it seems like you really talk to guys, whether Combine, Senior Bowl. Apparently not with him.
We visited with him a few times. Our scouts did, yeah. Sometimes kids, like the ones that are really clean, you just do your work and then you move forward. You got a good feel for who they are. The ones we have questions on, we always dig a lot harder.
The guys you've taken at the edge rusher position before, a lot of times it's been, you see traits. Can we build them into pass rusher? Is this a chance to finally get somebody who's already kind of got the pass rush piece of it put together?
That's good. That's good. Yeah, we think so. I mean, guy had 22 and a half sacks the last 2 years, and did it on in a good conference against good players. So yeah, I mean, we think he helps us. I mean, I think we are stable up front. I mean, it's good. We're really good up front. Yeah.
The speed guy off the edge, is that something that, like the last finishing piece?
We think so. Yeah, we think so. Now you got to prove it. You got to play. Like with any of these guys. I mean, like that's the one thing that I think gets lost sight in all of this is everybody's got an opinion on players and they project of exactly what. But you don't. I mean, they got to play. They got to go play and prove it. So I mean, like Latu's got to go play, but we feel good about who he is and how he works and his talent and how he'll produce.
Well, you always say you can never have too many pass rushers,
Yep.
and I agree. But you do have, I think, like 5 guys, for those 2 spots. Is there any thought about that? Like how you use that rotation? Is that too many?
The good thing is when you have Dio who can kick inside, you got to think a third. You got to think of rush downs too. Because Taekwon can go inside, shoot, in 20, played all three technique for us. Dio can kick in on third down, so they got versatility. And that's when you have that, you have a chance to really have some really good green rush units, which we think we do.
What do you think he can bring to you now, immediately, and also in the future, just as his upside and things like that?
I think he's going to produce pretty quickly as a rusher. I think he knows how to rush. Now, of course, there's going to be an adjustment period, as there is with any rookie rusher. And he's pretty polished. I mean, this guy's a pretty polished product, in terms of a rusher. Of course, you're going to have to learn, especially against the tackles are so good in our league, and the protection schemes are so good. So that'll be an adjustment for him. But he's a smart kid. He'll figure it out.
Are there any thoughts to trade up, Chris?
We had some serious discussions, yes.
You mentioned the other day, kind of the push and pull.
With big offers, by the way. So we made a push. Just didn't. You got to get two to tango, man. Nobody was moving. There's some good players up at the top of the draft. So, when you're sitting there, you ask yourself, okay, is it worth moving back to 15 and missing out on one of those? We were fortunate back in 18 when we just were able to kick 3 spots back and still get, a premium player in Quentin.
The fact the way the draft was coming, then, were you going up for an offensive player?
Well, I mean, we were going up for a good player.
You would hope.
Since I told you I thought we took the best defensive player,
Right.
you can kind of put that together.
You talked of the push and pull on scouts wanting down the road. I mean, you're looking longer range and coach it, you want it now. Does this impact Quiddy when you pick up his fifth
We'll
round?
work through that next week. But look, Quiddy is a really good football player. I don't know, what do you have, 8.5 sacks last year? He plays the crap out of the run. He's a great teammate. I think our philosophy, we want to keep as many of our own guys as we can. So we like Quiddy a lot.
Back at the combine, you said there was one position you had in mind you wanted to draft in the first. Was that edge rusher?
It was on my mind. Now, did I have any idea it was going to go out at that time? 14 offensive players were going to run off the board. I couldn't. I think I got pretty good IQ, but it's not that. I don't think I can see the future that way.
Was there like one game or 2 games that stuck out to you on tape where he dominated?
You can put on USC. Yeah.
Chris, every year in the first round, you've got good players, and then there are a handful of difference makers. What gives him the potential to be a difference maker?
It's ability to rush the passer. I mean, anytime you can rush the passer, you got a guy rush the passer's got a chance to be a difference maker.
Did age worry you at all?
23. I mean,
Maybe longevity of the career, given the injury, do you feel like that was?
our doctors and we weren't concerned about that. No, 23 years old. I mean, we tried to sign one that was 29. Thank y'all.